Hello, my name is Billy Wynn, and my disruptive technology that I'm going to be talking about today is Lyft. Some of you guys might be wondering what exactly Lyft is. If you ever heard of Uber, and I'm sure most of you guys have, it's basically the same thing. Lyft is a popular ride-sharing mobile application that helps people get from point A to point B as an alternative to taxi services or renting a car. It's an easy-to-use cell phone app. Even though I haven't used it myself, I did a little research through WikiHow, and basically you download this app on your smartphone and put in your, make an account, put in your payment information, and it allows you to pinpoint a place for a driver to come pick you up. You'll get picked up, dropped off, and you'll pay for it through this app. It's not rocket science, but it's a handy new way to do things where even just where this technology was not in place before. Now I'm going to go to the founders. The founders of Lyft are John Zimmer and Logan Green. John Zimmer's the one man on the left and Logan's the guy on the right. Before these two ever met, they both thought about the transportation problems that faced us in America. John Zimmer went to Cornell and he took a class about creating green cities, and he got to thinking what the next big infrastructure fix was going to be. He realized that infrastructure in our major cities were built several years ago and could not sustain the increasing population that were in those cities. And if we didn't fix that, he realized there would be economic, social, and environmental problems. John, who worked in the hotel business before, looked at our transportation system as a kind of a hotel. So he realized that our cars sat idle 96% of the time, and only 1% of seats were ever used at all. And that's pretty bad. That's pretty inefficient. And he wanted to increase the occupancy of our cars, lower costs to people, and eventually provide a full alternative to car ownership. Logan, on the other hand, before they even met, realized too that we had problems with our transportation system. He grew up in Southern California and went to school, I believe, in Santa Barbara, and saw that our transportation system isn't the best. And upon going to Zimbabwe, taking a trip to Zimbabwe, he saw that some of these people got around by piling into minivans. So in some ways, these people were more efficient in their transportation system than we were in America. So that's something that he drew inspiration from, and he and his team created Zimride, which would later become Lyft. The founders met around 2007 sometime and worked together on Zimride, which again, like I said, eventually became Lyft. Now I'm going to talk about how Lyft is a disruption. Rideshare companies like Lyft are radically altering taxi and car rental services in the United States. My research shows that in 2017 there was a quarter where Uber and Lyft crushed rental cars and taxis as a share of ground transportation market for business travel. The situation for taxi drivers are so dire that if you look at my post, there's been multiple cab drivers that have killed themselves. So it's unfortunate that the situations where people are so desperate sometimes. But yeah, Uber and Lyft, but mostly Uber because it's larger, has a significant impact on how some people make a living and, the old way of doing things. In any endeavor, when the technology really changes or the new innovation comes on or there's different pressures on the existing industries, we find that it can really alter the people's livelihood, and hopefully these technologies, even though they might be useful, don't exacerbate people's desperate situations. Interesting facts that I didn't put anything. Some interesting facts I like to share. Lyft has a reputation of being the more ethical company than Uber. Uber back in 2017 had a lot of bad headlines, but Lyft, you actually make more money on average through Uber, being a driver for Uber, than for Lyft. Basically, guys, that's a really rough crash, almost like introduction to what Lyft does. But hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully this presentation was okay. Thank you.